Now, here in the CloudFormation Service Console, click on the Outputs tab of the VPC production stack we created. So let's take a look at the very last line here. The output key named public subnet 1 has, as a value, the physical ID of the subnet that CloudFormation created. Now, look to the right under export name, VPC-production-public subnet 1. This is the stack export name. Now, what's the difference between the output key and the export name? Well, quite simply, the export name must be unique across all of your stacks in a region. Also, export names are optional. Now, don't worry if that's confusing because it will all become clear in a moment. But first, please click on CloudFormation up here and then select Exports. Here we get basically the same information: the stack export name, the value, the stack name, and the stack ID, which is just the ARN of the stack. But the two things I want you to remember here are the export name and the export value. And again, the export value is just the physical ID of the resource. Okay, so where did these outputs and exports come from? Let's find out. Jump over with me to the vpc.yaml CloudFormation template. Now just scroll down to the bottom of the file until you see the Outputs section. As you might expect, this is where we define the stack outputs. Let's start with the output named public subnet 1. There are two distinct things going on here. Remember, I said a stack output is a key value pair. The key is public subnet 1, as I just said, and the value is the physical ID of the subnet. The bang ref intrinsic function simply grabs the physical ID of the subnet and inserts it here. So that's the stack output. So the first thing that's happening is the creation of the stack output. The second thing that's happening is in this export section. This is called the stack export. Now I know that's confusing. We've got outputs and exports, but this is a stack export. Notice that the value we're exporting is a bit different. The bang sub intrinsic function takes the name of the VPC stack, which is VPC-production, and then tacking the string dash public subnet 1 at the end. So we end up with VPC-production-public subnet 1, and that should sound familiar because it's the export name we just saw in the service console a moment ago. Now the value of the export name, which again is VPC-production-public subnet 1, is the physical ID of that subnet. Now that's really clear, right? No. However, what will make it clear is when we look at how we actually use these stack export values. We're going to do that right now.